Governor Cain, why is that? Why the different perspectives? Could you shed some light for us on that?
In the first place, it's too bad, because I think when it comes to elections, it should be bipartisan. Everybody should feel elections are fair. Republicans worry because, New Jersey has a checkered history in ballot security, and Brendan Byrne always used to say, I want to be buried in Jersey City so he can continue to participate in politics.
That was a joke, though.
That was, well, it was a joke, and then it was a joke based on some history. And so it's, you do a lot of mail-in ballots to things like nursing homes and places where the voters change for one reason or another a lot. And the idea that they should every year appeal for an absentee ballot if they need one is probably a pretty good practice.
Do you agree with Governor Cain's perspective on this issue, Governor? And given the fact that Democrats have about 1 million voter edge in this state?
I mean, the key is a philosophic question. I mean, do you believe in participatory democracy or not? And if you do, then you should try to encourage as much voting as is possible. On the other hand, if you don't want to have people vote, then you're going to put obstacles in the way of facilitating voting. And that's really ultimately what it comes down to. I mean, the question of fraud is one that's raised. Legitimate question, but the documentation and the evidence is that there is no widespread fraud in this state or in the nation.
There's a cost involved here, though, too, and the counties seem to have indicated, a number of them, that they were taken by surprise because this was going to cost a lot more in this upcoming election for them to inform the public and for voter mail registrations.
This is $4 million of extra cost to the taxpayer and the county and a property tax and all of that. So I'm against it. But look, there's a more serious problem here. We're one of the few states without a proper paper ballot. And in the days when electronically the Russians or whoever else are trying to have influence on the election, that's a more important issue. What we should be talking about is, look, what do we have to spend to get a proper paper ballot so New Jersey isn't one of only 6, 7 states in the country that don't have a proper backup? That's a serious issue.
You bring up other states. How does New Jersey stack up against other states in terms of access and accountability, do you think, in the voting process?
Well, somewhere in the middle. I mean, at this point, many states have gone overboard in some respects in facilitating things. But in some respects, you can't do too much to facilitate participation. The system doesn't work unless we all work at making it work, and the minimum work requires participation.
Yeah, I think there is a problem, though, and some of these states now have absentee voting that goes back some 3-4 months before the election. You can vote, and that's, to me, that's wrong, because the election changes, debates occur, people take positions, you find out things about candidates you didn't know. You shouldn't be able to vote until reasonably soon before the actual election day, because you want to follow the campaign and you want to know what's happening, and you don't know what's happening if you vote 2 months ahead of time.
I guess there have been concerns and questions, and Governor, you've given us your perspective on this, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken.